Okay, Shalom. I want to start giving all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Respect and honor to you elders, apostles, and teachers out there pushing this word with sincerity and truth. This is another episode of Performing Arts, Brother Shema Basar, here to bring you the gospel. Now, today I want to go over quick to the point that they're late. We've been know this, but I still want to share this with you. And the name of this magazine is called The Complete Guide to Aliens and UFOs, The Search for the Truth. But it's a search for the truth for them that I don't understand. But for the Lord's servants, we've been knew that they was chariots, or who ignorantly people call UFOs. We already knew this. Okay, so they think they're bringing out something new. We knew it already. We believe Esau, we know that Esau knew because he studied, but they try to keep the public blind. So before I get into a couple of articles through this, I'm going to read the scriptures on this first. Then I'm going to bring out just a few articles on that. But the point that I wanted to bring this out is because in this time that we're living in, it's so disturbed, it's so gross, it's such in deep, dense darkness. And whatever hope that you have, you should have it in the Lord. And everything that's coming out this Bible, whether they say a white man made it and they say it's not true and the Bible was plagiarized, it's all fake. But this is true. Everything coming out the Bible is true. And the only thing that we can have to have to hold on is this faith through this holy scriptures in these last days. Faith is the only thing that's going to get you through. Now, a lot of people say that they don't have faith because they don't believe in the Most High. So the Most High set them up as reprobates. So they're never gonna have faith. They're never gonna stand on their own 2 feet and ask the Lord to guide them. They're gonna do what they want to do. Okay? So they'll say with their mouth they believe in the Lord, but they don't. A lot of people are gonna take this I don't want to say it. They want to take this so-called the liquid kryptonite. Okay? Because they'll ban you for anything on that right now. But they don't have faith in that. Okay? So they're gonna go with what Egypt says. They're gonna go with whatever Egypt tell them. And they know what I mean by that. Egypt is the one that they go to as their Lord and Savior. Okay? The government. Okay? They want the benefits that comes with it down here. And they know they ain't gonna get the benefits if they don't coincide with that. But those who stand stiffly, they know that they got a prize at the end of the tunnel waiting for them. And that's gonna be a bright light. That's gonna be a crown on their head for standing so stiffly. Okay? Stiff that they can't move. They held their lot, they held their position. Okay, so we know that the UFOs, who they ignorantly call UFOs, believed. We have faith that the Lord's going to bring down them chariots and He's going to save us, who you ignorantly call UFOs, when times get rough. Some say, oh my God, that's a spooky fairy tale. We don't believe in that. Nah, that's real. That's reality. But you got to have faith, and the Lord has to deal with you for you to understand that. We'll see. We'll see. So now let's start with a couple of scriptures. Let's go with Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 4. And it reads, and I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire enfolding itself, and a brightness was about it. And out of the midst thereof as the color of amber, and out of the midst of the fire. Then we're going to go to verse 16. Then it says, the appearance of the wheels, okay, the appearance of the wheels, okay, and their work was like unto the color of beryl, and they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel. When they went upon their 4 sides, and they turned not when they went. So they didn't go like straight how some people would say, like the airplanes go. They move like kind of like a zigzag, I kind of could say. It says, and they turned not when they went. um, Now we're going to go to 19. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. In verse 20 and 21. Whatsoever the spirit was to go, they went. There was the spirit to go. And the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. When those went, these went. And when those stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. That's your chariot. That's your those who don't believe, that's your so-called UFO, but they're called chariots. And we've been speaking about this. Let's go to Daniel 7 and 9. Daniel chapter 7, verse 9. I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool. His throne was like a fiery flame, and his wheels as a burning fire. That's your chariot. And that's how the Lord move. Okay? Zechariah 5, 1 to 5. Zechariah chapter 5, verse 1 through 5. And it reads, Then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. Okay? A flying roll. Keep that in mind. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, And I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth therein 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, This is the curse that goes forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that still shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it, meaning purged out, according to Matthew 4 and 6. And then it says, I will bring it forth, said the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name. And who is the thief? The house of the thief is Esau. Okay? And then it says, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stone thereof. Then the angel that talked with me went forth and said unto me, Lift up now thy eyes, and see what is that goes forth. All right, so that's it on that. And then we're going to go Psalms 104, 3 and 4. Psalms 104, 3 and 4. Who lay their beams of his chambers in the waters? Who make the clouds his chariots? Who walk upon the wings of the wind? Who make his angels spirits, his ministers a flaming fire? Because remember, we gave you Daniel's 7 and 9. Okay, so keep that in mind. And now let's just go through what they were saying in here. Now, give you a look at this. Okay, and I'm going to read a little bit of it. Is there life out there? The first time around, our fascination with the UFOs peaked in the 1980s, following decades of rumors about crash saucers, alien abductions, and strange lights in the sky. The world is more sophisticated now, and the idea of alien landings has long seen past. Yet, With the release of recent government report direct from the Pentagon, the topic of UFOs have created more headline news. At the same time, alien landings have never been more ubiquitous in popular podcasts, TV shows, films, and books. But the new era is different and more nuanced than the old. Today, scientists estimate that there could be 6 billion Earth-like planets in the Milky Way alone. And if they did know it, they ain't going to tell you. They got to keep you in docile. Okay? Which they know. Way alone. And the latest space telescopes promise a more detailed look at thousands of potentially habitable worlds, including the ability to scrutinize them for cities, industries, and other forms of tech. In this issue, we cover all of it, almost 75 years of classic UFO sightings. Some still debated and not easily explained. The perplexing reports propelling the topic anew. And the cast made by scientists for seeking alien cultures with the more advanced telescopes and satellites coming online now. We cover the territory with equal parts wonder and skepticism and focus our wide-angle lens on a culture that never stops dreaming of true close encounters with other worlds. Okay? Then we're going to go to this last verse. Verse. And it says, this is on page 10. And it says, release the Pentagon Papers. For the first time in 75 years, oh my God, history of UFO sightings. The military has admitted some objects are real. But what does that mean? See what I'm saying? But the Bible told you millions and millions of years ago. I think the Bible 500, 200,000 years ago, that this was forewritten through the prophets. The Lord dealt with the prophets to write this down on a paper for his elect to understand and preach the gospel to wake up the other elect before then the end shall come. So we've been knew about this. Anyway, let's read it. The unclassified report marks the first time in 75 years of history flying saucers and UFO sightings that military and intelligence officers have officially admitted some unidentified flying objects are real objects. All praises due to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Another episode of Performing Arts. Okay? And this is Brother Shemai Basar.